attacks of an illegal border crossing surge, now ranging from 1,000 to 4,000 crossings a day.
But hey, everybody's gonna get a $1,400 stimmy check soon. So does it really matter that thousands and thousands of people are flooding across the border illegally, basically being welcomed with open arms, given, free housing and health care and education and food stamps and everything else? I mean, don't focus on that kind of stuff, because you're getting $1,400. And as we all know, that's going to end poverty. I mean, everything is going to just be taken care of. The economy is going to bounce back better than ever once you get your $1,400 check. This is the line that we're being fed, folks. That's some pretty good sounding thunder there. That's the line that we're being fed. And unfortunately, so many Americans are completely asleep on this. And I don't even know if so many of them even care anymore that there's just this flood. Take a look at this video. This was actually recorded just this morning as of the making of my video here that you're watching. This video clip that I'm showing was recorded this morning at the U.S. border. And take note of how many people are in line to cross that river. This is becoming a normal thing. Have you seen the pictures of all the people at the border getting ready to cross, marching with the t-shirts on that says Biden, let us in? Here's a few of them. Where did they get these t-shirts? How did they afford them? Were they just given, these t-shirts? And who was it that actually gave them? I mean, does anyone still believe that these are just normal, hard-working folks just trying to come here and be part of the American dream and just provide for their families and build their lifestyle, their lives here in the great free country of America? No, of course not. Of course that's not what's happening. This is one more of the many things that are happening right now in our country that are orchestrated, I believe, and I think many of you believe also, orchestrated to tear down our nation. Listen to what the Department of Homeland Security guy said about that this is not a border crisis.
New head of the Department of Homeland Security last week denied it was a crisis.
I think that the answer is no. I think there is a challenge at the border that we are managing, and we have our resources dedicated to managing.
Hear that? Don't worry, folks. It's not a border crisis. 4,000 people a day. That's 1.5 million people a year. It's not a border crisis. Don't worry. And yeah, we know the economy's not doing so good. And we know that prices are up on everything. And we're just going to print a couple of $1 trillion more money. And we're going to make businesses pay everyone more at minimum wage. Don't worry. We're going to let a whole bunch more people in and give them free stuff too. And guess what? That's going to fix the problem. It's going to fix our economy. I mean, they're all going to be good voters because we're going to give them citizenship and we're going to let them vote. Folks, I don't know how much more to say this. I know when you talk about, this is not a popular subject. You talk about this kind of stuff and, well, you're a bigot and you're racist and all this. And yet, most folks like you and I were sitting back and saying, no, that's not it at all. We just want to have our country back. And we don't want it to be so easy for just anyone to come in. I have several friends. In fact, one of my friends this past year was able to get their citizenship, took their citizenship test, and is now a U.S. citizen. And it's folks like that don't like all this illegal immigration. They don't like it because they did it the right way and they've worked really hard to be an American and get their citizenship and to be part of of what we have here. The only ones that really want this are the ones that are just wanting to destroy their country, destroy what this nation is. And that is what's happening. This isn't about helping these people that are so distraught. Are there people there that are maybe fleeing from really bad situations or from violence or whatever? Absolutely. Yeah, there's some. But not all of them, folks. I mean, look at these people. They come across, it's not like what you see in the movies. So many of them are wearing brand new clothes, brand new shoes, have brand new backpacks. A lot of them do. How are they getting from all the way down into, the deep parts of Latin America? They're walking all the way to the U.S. border. No, they're not. They're being bussed up there. There are organizations right here in America that are going down there and picking them up and bringing them up to the border because they know that they're going to vote for the far left. They pass out flyers encouraging people to come to the U.S. I know this doesn't sound like much of a prepping, homesteading subject, but it really is, because this is one of those things that we are trying to prepare ourselves for. Because while illegal crossings has been a problem for many years, and we've done things over the past few years to try to slow it down, but now, not anymore. They've just opened the door and they've welcomed them in. And at some point, it doesn't really matter who controls the voting machines. It doesn't really matter if you go out and vote. It doesn't really matter how much money you donate to a certain candidate or whatever. They're gonna have so many people here that are gonna vote exactly how they tell them to vote, that what's left of this nation is gonna fall apart. Again, this is something that we have to prepare for, folks. Seeing that of all the multiple things going on, the health crisis, we're being told now that, well, it's not over. Even though the numbers look good, it's not over. It's going to get worse. And just because you get that shot in the arm doesn't mean that you can just go back to normal. You don't have full permission yet. You have to listen to us. You're not quite allowed. We'll let you know when you're allowed to be a free person. But right now, you're not allowed. We see what happens in the markets. We see what's happening overseas. We see the weirdness that's happening right now in the White House, that it's just some strange things that just don't make sense, and we can't necessarily put our finger on it. So when I start lining up all this stuff that's happening, I don't think it's too crazy. I don't think it's too tinfoil hat wearing, conspiracy nut to say that things are pretty bad. And you've got to start preparing. You've got to take it serious and buckle down. And if it means a few sacrifices in your life, then I guess that's what it means to make sure that the safety and the security of your family is taken care of. Of course, I don't put all my faith just in the things that we have here on the farm or the farm itself. I put my faith in the one that lives above. But we have our part to do. Faith without works. I mean, we have to put feet to that, and we have to do our part. And that's where the prepping and the homesteading, the self-sufficient living comes in to play. Folks, this border thing it's crazy. And again, not a whole lot of people are really paying attention to it. Not a lot of news coverage on it because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to see what's happening in the border. They don't want you to see that these towns along the border are being so overwhelmed and overrun. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know what the truth is. They want you to think that, it's a few people here and there that sneak by. It's not a big deal. We're taking care of it. And most of the ones that do come by, they're just fleeing, oppression and violence. So we got to do the right thing and help them out. That's not what's going on, folks. You've got to be serious about this. Get your house in order. Get your family ready. Get as prepared as you can. Build your communities. And when I say community, I mean people around you that are like-minded, that you can depend on each other, lean on each other, you know, train together, work together, help each other out. That's important. Create bartering networks, communication networks, that kind of stuff. Which is why, as I segue into this, we are doing what we're doing here in the Missouri Ozarks here in a week and a half. We're having a local meeting. So for those of you that live in this area in the Ozarks, it's in Texas County, Missouri, March 21st. The meeting will start around 2. I'll have the doors open around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Everyone's invited. It is family friendly. It's a very big community center building. We have the whole building rented out. So there's plenty of room. There's a little park outside if the weather's nice, if kids want to go out there and play. We'll have a few little snacks and I want to encourage everyone to attend if you can. You know, we'll do a little bit of learning, but a lot of it's going to be of just kind of getting to know each other and organizing ourselves more in this area, and hopefully begin the steps to build a network of communities here in the Ozarks that can be duplicated all over the country. So if you are a local person or you're willing to make the drive, it's in Texas County. I'm not going to give the details on here because this is such a public place to say it. If you want the details and are interested, please email me at preparedhomestead@protonmail.com. That's preparedhomestead@protonmail.com. There's a link down in the description for that email address, and I'll give you the details. There's already several people that's said that they will be attending, families, there'll be children there. So if you are able to, please come and attend that meeting. But folks, you know, does it really surprise us anymore that this stuff is happening? Probably not. But it doesn't mean that we just roll our eyes and ignore it. It means that we just continue and get our homes and our lives, our families prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually for what is happening and what we will face here in the near future. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.